Hello there everybody, I'm Harper94 and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a little different than on all the other videos I've done, simply because I'm just going to be explaining my experience with a certain convention that I went to. So there's a convention that I wanted to go to called Kamehacon, which just happened on Saturday, and there was one main person that I wanted to meet over there, and that was Chris Sabat. And I knew Vic Mignogna was going to that convention too, so if I could find him, I wanted to meet him as well. So, okay, here's how the story goes. Wednesday comes along, I get paid, and knowing that I had bills to pay, like my car insurance, I had to do all that first, and since I needed a new mouse too, I got that as well. This one has a trackball on it, so I could just move the mouse with the trackball cursor and be done with it. But anyway, now what this video is about. Wednesday comes along, I get my bills paid. Shit. Damn accent. You know, I get my bills paid. I use part of the money to get myself some food, but most importantly, I use the money to get myself a pass to use a QR code for when I go in. That left me with about $15 overall. And since there was time between payday and Kamehacon, I had to use $5 out of that to get myself something to eat for when I'm at work, because I get hungry, obviously. So that left me with $10. Kamehacon comes around, I'm getting myself prepared, and I head over to the gas station and I use $5 of that to get myself just a little bit of gas to get me there. And that didn't really do much with my tank, but it was actually enough to get me there and back safely. There was a major storm going on too, so thankfully I made it there safely. I arrive, and I had no idea that I had to pay a $10 parking fee. Granted, this was my first convention. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So, not knowing that I had to pay a $10 parking fee, thankfully the people that were attending, the parking staff at that convention, they were really patient with me, and they allowed me to go on in as long as I had the thing set on my dashboard. So yeah, I'm a be better prepared next time I go to a convention like that again. But anyway, I go ahead and park, and knowing me, I had no idea where the building was. So I'm looking around, I don't know where to go, what it looks like, etc. Then eventually I'm led to a building that was like right across the street. I'm like, oh, there it is. So I go in, they check me for anything, and the staff there was really great. They guided me through the payment process. Since I've already paid, all I had to do was get my QR code scanned, and they give me a pass showing that I paid. So I go in, get my pass, and I go to the exhibit hall where the Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament is being held. It was in free play mode for right now, but they also had other stuff going on like Super Smash Brothers. They had statues put up of Broly, Goku, and Vegeta when they were about to do the Kamehacon and Gallic Gun. Android 18. And they also had posters of My Hero Academia, I think Bleach, all sorts of stuff, and I was really surprised about that. But my main thing was I wanted to meet the voice actors, or at least one or two specifically. So I go in, I finally found the voice acting panels where all the voice actors were gathered up to meet fans. And Chris Abbott's line, it was really, really long. It felt like it took like an hour or an hour and a half to meet him, but in the end, it was worth it because eventually I got at the front of the line. But that's where the embarrassing part comes in. Knowing that this is my first convention, I had no idea that I had to pay for signature or a picture. Yeah, I was that guy. So, since it was my first convention, the person handling the finances, they were patient with me, of course, but they also took it easy on me and gave me a special discount, and just instead of allowing me to pay, they just moved on to the next person so that I could meet Chris Abbott. So that was neat. But anyway, I meet Chris Abbott. And I have him sign my Dragon Ball FighterZ game case for Switch, and he takes notice of my arcade setup that I have for Switch, which consists of my Nintendo Switch, my arcade cabinet stand, and my arcade stick. He thought it was badass, and I showed him how it worked, what was on it, and so forth, how it was connected, and he thought it was really neat. I asked him how much does he charge for photos, and he's told me that normally he charges $30 for it. So, since this was my first time at this convention, he was actually willing to do some pictures for me. The really awesome part about this is, not only did he allow me to do the pictures for free, but he also actually went out of his way to do several pictures with me. And I couldn't be more happier, or I couldn't be happier than what I was when I first stepped into that convention. But at the same time, I really felt bad because I was honestly willing to pay whatever amount, even if it was just a whole $5 that I had in my bank account. But I get done with that, and I go back over to the projection area. Well, actually, I should say this right now. The next when I meet Chris Abbott or something of the sort, maybe at Fan Expo, I should probably do something for him of the sort to show him my appreciation, saying that I appreciate him going out of his way for him actually signing something for me, as well as taking several pictures with me when I was very, very tight on a budget. So I should probably be able to do that next time I meet him. But moving on, I go back over to the projection area where the Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament is being held. There were some crazy amount of people who were actually really good at the game. Better than I was, actually. And honestly, I pretty much suck at the game, so yeah. That says a lot. I get a lot of people who ask me what my arcade setup was, and they thought it was really neat. They thought it was badass, and I told Chris Abbott, it's my arcade setup for Switch, and I showed him that Dragon Ball FighterZ was actually being played on it. So yeah, they thought it was really cool. I even had someone take a picture of the setup as well. That was just really awesome to experience. But moving on from that, I go upstairs because I realize I'm late for the Vegeta panel where Brian Drummond, Chris Sabat, and the other voice actor that does Vegeta, I think for the Spanish dubs, all come together in one panel and answer several questions. I knew I had a question of my own that I wanted to ask, but I'm glad I didn't go up there because the questions could only be asked by VIP users or VIP buyers, and I did not buy a VIP pass. So, yeah, that would have been a really big dumbass move on my part, so I'm glad I didn't really go up there. After that gets done, I noticed that there was a really, really huge line going on, and I see Broly stood up, and I see Vic Mignogna line stood up as well. I'm like, oh, he's up here. So I get in the Vic Mignogna line. I really wanted to meet, well, actually, I wanted to meet Vic Mignogna too. Not for him to sign anything or to take pictures with him. Excuse me. But to send some positive vibes his way, because everyone, and I mean everyone, including voice actors, deserves some sort of positive vibe at least once. At least one time at a convention. Not signing anything, not taking pictures, but just getting something from someone in general. And that's what I did for Vic Mignogna. I gave him some positive vibes, or sent some his way, and told him that I'm glad he's doing well, and so forth. And he seems to be doing really good. He seems to be doing really well. So I'm glad to see that. I asked him if he does pictures or not as a last minute thing, and he says, of course, that he charges for pictures. And knowing that I already got some free pictures from Chris Sabat, I just told him it was okay, even though it was my first convention. I told him it was okay, even though it was my first convention. I had no idea of the sort, so, you know. But I just did what I mainly wanted to do, and just move on to the rest. So at that time, after waiting in line in the Vic Mignogna, in the really big Vic Mignogna line sort, the convention ends. And I waited in line for what seemed like I wasn't really keeping count. I was mostly playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, waiting. So, you know, the convention ends, and it's time for everyone to go and go home. They had an after party, which I attended, but only for just a short bit. It was a bar. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I just remembered I had this. There was an after party that was being taken place at Bar Louie. And it was the official Kamehacon after party event. Back of the card says that there would be Dragon Ball Z shots and draft beers, live entertainment, which I didn't really stick around for all of that. All I did was get myself some water, and I was told that I didn't have to pay for water, so that's good. And just carried on with my day. Eventually I headed home, and here I am now. So, overall, I had a really great time. It was really fun meeting other people who were interested in anime or Dragon Ball Z of the sort. But I think the coolest people there in general were not only the voice actors, but the cosplayers as well, because they actually put in some time and effort into making their costumes to make them look like the characters that they want to be, and the makeup that they put on, and so forth. But another set of coolest people there would have to be the staff as well, and I don't think they get that very much, because they were really patient with me. They guided me through what I needed to do, and where it is I needed to go. So yeah, not only the voice actors were the coolest people there, but the cosplayers and the staff at Kamehacon, those were the 3 coolest people there that I met. And the fans were really cool too. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling about my experience. So if you guys made it this far in the video with my boring ass experience story, then congratulations. Thank you, I mean. Thank you all so much for watching this video. This has been my experience for Kamehacon in 2019. If you guys like what you see and you want to see more, why not subscribe today and leave a like down below. If you have any opinions you'd like to share, then why not comment down below as well. And also, I'd like to hear your experience about Kamehacon as well in the comment section below as well, if you'd like to. And I will see you guys around in the next video. This is MHarper94, signing off.